Yeah, well, there's probably could be many answers to this, but one of them, the main one, again, I've got to come back to. There's just so much failure to communicate. Failure to communicate around so many issues with the original Australians. That failure is around, legislation has changed in Canberra and it's changed in Darwin, and it's not communicated to Australians who speak Australian. It's not communicated to them. They don't even know the legislation has changed. And of course, after the intervention, there was more police put out on communities, and then all of a sudden the police had to enforce the law of the day, and that led to more people being arrested for all sorts of things, sometimes just fines being handed out, or they were supposed to attend court and they don't know about attending court, so they miss court appearances. Today, even when the bush courts are out there, people will miss court appearances. They don't carry calendars. Calendars are not on their phone, and you name it. And they miss the court appearance. So then there's a warrant for their arrest, and so people can go from a small fine to a jail term just because they miss court appearances, and then there's a warrant. And people don't understand what warrants mean. Today, I reckon if I could find 5 people, younger people who, maybe 10 younger people out of the whole population that understood what warrants meant. And this is disgusting in 2019, that some of the original Australians don't know what court procedures are about. That's what Yolngu are asking me, telling me all the time, we don't know what the court procedures are about. We don't know what warrants mean. There's so many things about the contemporary legal system that we just don't understand. And so then people are dependent upon others to try and understand what's going on, why. And no wonder it leads to people getting more angry, uptight, feeling depressed, anxious, anxiety through the roof, wanting to just go off and get drunk. We've got to stop this. People need access to fundamental information in their own language, where they can understand what is going on, whether it's the law of the land, or what it is, what are the legal ramifications, and what does it mean? These different levels of things mean. What do warrants mean, and so forth? What's the true court process? Then we'll stop some people going to jail. But what we've also got to do is start having real consultation, creating safe communities around safe communication. Let's not just talk about the so-called violence that happens on Aboriginal communities and Aboriginal families. What about the violence that happens, the community violence or the social violence that happens between the mainstream community and minority marginalised groups that are just left behind? That's a violent act also, especially if it's the resources of their land that actually drives the country. So let's get some good basic fundamental information out to people in their own language, and then there won't be so many people in jail, and that cycle of violence will stop.